Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's the end of year 10, which you kind of expected based on the title of this video. Now, didn't you? Two things to cover before we hop in. First, I am going to be streaming tomorrow, Sunday, at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Whatever time zone that is for you. I know the United States has got a time change happening in between Saturday and Sunday, so I don't know if that impacts the time zone difference for you. But 2 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be streaming the Erin Bra series as we take on both Cabin Teely and the national team in Ireland. So make sure you come check that out. Come say hi in the chat. Also, we have a new patron on the channel, Navalos. Thank you so much for your support coming in at the first tier, but you know, kind of in the middle of that first tier. So I really appreciate the support. We're up to 44 patrons. Our goal for the end of April now, I bumped it up, is 50. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can check out the link in the description below. But now that we've done all that, let's go take a look at our players. All right, my friends, Andrew C is still in the game, but he does not have a team. It's not ideal. Right. Yeah, so he wrapped up his contract in December, ended up with 18 starts with 1 sub with a goal and an assist, and then 12 cup starts with a sub and a goal and 4 assists on a 6.62. 16 international starts in 2027. That's impressive. And then thus far this season in 2028, because again, it's calendar year, 1 international start, but he does not have a team. What do you think is going to happen? He's still getting international appearances, right? I'm just going to check. Yeah, I didn't think we could see the form. Any injuries? Nope, not a single injury. So I guess let's look at Malaysia. They've gone up to 131st. They peaked at 128th, but have come down 3 spots. He is still their key player. That's what's interesting. He's still the key player, but he doesn't have a team. So is it that he was asking too much on wages? Okay, so he played in a friendly. It looks like that's his 1 appearance on a 6.5 against Northern Mariana. Now, well, that's odd because he 6.7 here, 6.6 here, 6.8. He's played multiple. I wonder if it somehow tied some of those games to his last season, because those should be for 2028, but they're not showing up. Or like he only has 1 under 2028. That doesn't make it 6. A 6.8 here, 6.6 with an injury there, 6.7, a 6.6, a 6.8. A 6.7. I mean, it's not exactly lighting it up, right? But unless I'm remembering incorrectly, it's showing him as 1 international in 2028. That's not accurate. So it's taking some of those and dumping them into here for some reason. Obviously, we can't see his contract, but won the league and the cup thing again. That's all I got. You know, I tried last time going in a different order and it just threw me off. So we're just going to stick with the order that everybody's still with Greg Baxter, aside from Andrew C, obviously. Juan is 76K on a first team. Is that less or more? I may be thinking, I sometimes I remember things from the color. And I think Paul is making more money. But 76 grand, okay. How's he doing? He's got 23 starts, 3 subs, 5 goals, 4 assists on a 6.86. I mean, that's a goal every 5-ish games. I mean, depends on where they're playing him, I suppose. With a cup start and a sub with a goal on a 6.8 and 8 international starts with 5 goals on a 7.13. That's going well, you could argue for sure. And then 2 more apparently on a 6.65. That's not going as well. Any significant injuries? No, nothing, knock on wood, since 2026. So it's been 2 years. He's due. I hate to say that, Juan. I'm not trying to get you injured, but you're due, mate. Somebody noted that you could try clicking on these to see where their games are, but we're already into a new season. So it works if you have it in like, if you're in the middle of a season, but it would show the number of games played if we were still in the season, but it's gone to the next season where obviously he's not played any games. So let's see how Hoffenheim ended up. Right, 10th again. He's not listed here, but they, you know, they're doing all right. And then for Chile, up to 12th. So big dip to 43rd, and then a What happened here? I wish it would put the date 34th up to 15th. Is it? Let's go back. Is it because they made the quarterfinal of the World Cup? Was that the big jump because he beat Panama, Holland, Canada, and Belgium, or something like that? All right, let's go. This is current day. Okay, we're gonna look at all these. I'm just looking for the name. Okay, he scored a brace. He got the only 2 goals against Brazil. I mean, that's good competition, right? He scored his penalty in a loss to Ecuador in the Copa America quarterfinal. So what was his overall rating? 6.4. But you made your penalty, so that's something. 6.9 against Brazil. 6.8 against Bolivia. Is that Mexico? That B looks weird on my screen. I guess Mexico B? The B team? What? I don't know. Someone will explain in the comments why that makes sense. 7.2, nice. And World Cup qualification. That's the game that you want to have a 7.2, and you win it. Obviously, losing to Brazil. A 7.7 the brace. Not Juan's fault that game did not go their way. Scored a penalty in the 32nd minute on a 7.6 and win against Bolivia. 6.8 against draw against Peru. A goal in the 15th minute against Colombia on a 6.8. Not okay. He scored a goal. They won the game. Ecuador a 7.2 with a goal and a draw. Are they like blooding some new? Is that blooding the new? Are they bringing in young players? Is what I'm trying to say, because he's not there. Apparently not there, and then that's going back into the past. So things are going well. I mean, Copa America quarterfinal, maybe would have liked to have done better, but World Cup qualification standpoint, there it is. Oh, right here. I just couldn't see him. So, tight. I mean, tight until you think, okay, if all 6 get in, I can't remember if the 6th team goes to a playoff or not, but, one win could project you or propel you to potentially top of the table or several places up, obviously, depending on what happens with the other teams. And that's what's going on with Juan. Overall, contracted till 2033. Is that a new? Yes, just signed. So I'm glad we looked at that. Just signed new contract June 25th, so like a week ago. And 34.5 million release clause to clubs in the Champions League. That's pretty fair, I think. Looks like is he going to stay? Because he's been in the Bundesliga quite some time now. Is he just going to be one of those players for Hoffenheim? He's not. Surely he wouldn't be. Yeah, he's not an icon or anything like that. So, will he end up leaving? Grant Corrigan still with Dortmund. Has not. He was upset. He has not left yet. Feels that Kevin Camargo is a vital part of the team. Well, he's paid 195 grand and a key player. Yeah, he's the goalkeeper. Probably agree with that. It looks like McDonald's. I'm just saying, it's the first thing I thought of. Why doesn't he have a number? That's odd, isn't it? Okay, let's see. First off, how did Dortmund end up? Oh, okay. Right. Not as good. 5th place. Okay. Okay. I was wrong. I mean, he's still with Dortmund, right? But, right. Looks okay. Grant, I think Grant's made them mad. So 1 start, 16 subs. Okay, last season to start the season. I mean, he wasn't even really involved. His first season he had 10 starts. So he's fallen out of favor there with a goal on a 6.53 and 1 continental start with 3 subs on a 6.6. 6 internationals on a goal and 6 assists. That's an assist per on a 7.37. And probably, yeah, that must be January transfer window. Like, hey, mate, we're going to send you to the Premier League to West Ham, which, you could argue is like, okay, fair. And he gets 7 starts, 3 subs, 2 assists on a 6.78. So it actually went better at the Premier League than it did at the Bundesliga with 11. I don't know if that's 11 more because it could be combining here with his other international appearances, but ends up with 11, I guess, total international, 2 goals, 7 assists on a 7.16. So that's still going really well. And then theoretically another one with a goal on a 6.8, but who knows how that's actually broken up. I'm always going to check the form real quick. Okay, it's not there. So I guess let's go take a look at West Ham. Oh, Oh my. 5th, my friends. If you're a Hammerstein, you're happy you've made the Europa League, right? Of course, City went. Of course, but where? Okay, Chelsea, Arsenal. I feel like we're missing someone, and it's not immediately apparent to me. Out of your top teams, City, United. Okay, that's your Manchesters. Liverpool. Where? Oh, Tottenham. There it is. Okay, I just have to go through these things. But they finish on 65 points. Solid. Where did they finish the year before? 8th. 10th. Yeah, I would imagine that went well. I mean, obviously, on a 6, 7, 8, that's all Grant. He is the one that propelled them. Maybe he gave them enough depth, right? 7 starts, 3 subs is not the full, like whatever it is, 19 games after the January window, but okay. But he signed a new contract last July, so after we recorded the episode, on a 4-year deal. So he was unhappy, and they've loaned him out, but they're paying him, and he's like, all right, that's fine. What do you think he gets loaned again? I mean, he is on a first team contract, but theoretically he was on that last season, and they loaned him, and he only got 1 start. So that's interesting, I guess. Almost forgot. You saw my cursor move. Scotland, he is their 4th top player. They're up to 49th. I actually don't remember if that's up or down because it doesn't show the time. It does show back here as being now September 2018. So maybe that was a bug that's fixed, and this is May 2028. But that doesn't make sense either, because if it's May 2028, that was, 2 months ago, and it should be more in this part. It's not the best, to be honest with you. Okay. Is he 6.8 with a goal? He's the only goal scorer for Scotland against Portugal. They also had extra time. That's kind of gutting. I mean, that's a good showing, I guess would be my argument in the Euros. Roy, 6.8 and a loss to Italy. A 6.9. My phone is going crazy. I apologize. A 6.9 against Croatia in a win, and then a loss with a 7.3, and again, the only goal. So, like, in the Euros, they scored 1, 2, 3, 4 goals, and he scored half of them. I mean, that's impressive for a midfielder. I don't care who you are. 6.5 and a draw with Holland, and a 7.1 and a loss to Belarus, so that's apparently not his fault. They gave up 2 early goals. Wow. Okay, here we go. 7.7 in a win against the Czech Republic, a 6.7 in a win against Israel, a 6.9 in a win against Luxembourg, a 7.0 in a loss to Portugal. He's done well against Portugal. I mean, from a rating standpoint, right? It hasn't helped the team actually get past them, but if you told, you guys let me know in the comments. I know I have some Scottish viewers. If you said, hey, you're going to lose to Portugal 3-2, but you're going to put up a good fight, would that be okay? Or are you going to lose 2-1 in extra time? Would you be proud of that? Or would you be like, oh, this is just us not able to get it over the line? You let me know. A 7.7 on a 4-0 win against San Marino, and an 8.2 with a goal against Israel. So pretty tasty. I mean, the results don't show it, but our guy is doing pretty well. And they made the Euros, and they made the second round of the Euros, which is curious. I guess, okay, top 3 make it instead of 2, which is a bit interesting. But yeah, that's what's going on with Grant. Jordan Bradford has moved, my friends. He is with Werder Bremen and wanted by Schalke. Let's find out what happened. I did make a single appearance for Liverpool. They just loaned him. Did we already know that? I don't think we knew that. No. Okay. Okay. I was like, am I crazy? It just looks like he was there for 2 seasons because of it's already in the next season. I was like, wait a minute. So August. They sold him in August. 63,000 euros a week. I don't remember what he was on. I know at one point it was like 10 grand and then went up, but I don't remember how much higher it went. I mean, and he's their starter, my friends. 33 starts, 46 conceded, 8 clean sheets, 3 players of the match. Again, I still think it's impressive you get a player of a match, a goalkeeper. I don't care who you are. I don't care what league you play in, on a 6.75. So, I mean, when you look at it, right, was that 25 games? They gave up 46. that's like almost 2 a game. But I'm not saying it's exclusively his fault. Like, they could just not be very good, or it could be the whole defense. Although they did finish 8th, up from 13th. So just looking at it that way, you're like, well, like, it couldn't have been that bad, right? To have 8 clean sheets in 25 games to give up 46, but you propel yourself to 8th from 13th. That's an improvement. 2 cup starts, 4 goals on a 6.2 is not as good. 8 international appearances with 6 conceded with 5 clean sheets. That's either really good or really bad, right? So that would mean 3 games you gave up 2 a game, and then 5 games. Yeah, that's good. I would, again, I'm not saying it's exclusively his fault. The ratings aren't fantastic, but he is a goalkeeper. So, I am curious though. If we just look at the Bundesliga, like, what was the points total? Because I think that might tell us a little bit of a story, and we can look at the goals allowed and all that kind of stuff. So, 48 points. Okay, so 13th is 35 points. That's a significant jump. Now, what was it last season, right? So, okay, they allowed 63. They scored 63 and 62. That's impressive. And exactly the same, or no, that's Wolfsburg. Werder Bremen, 52 and 52. So they conceded 52. Previous season, they conceded 69. So that's, massive, right? And the points haul is like 35 points this season was 13, 34 this season. So I think we can make the case that our guy was the difference maker, right? Now, he wasn't like a 6.9 or a 7.2 or anything like that average rating, but for $9.5 million, I think that's a solid value for a goalkeeper. Not eccentric at all. Balanced, no player traits, just the goalkeeper. I can't remember how many caps he got. Let's hold on. Okay, 8 caps. So let's take a look at Indonesia. Key player and vice captain. Was he the captain last time? I don't remember. Where has he played? Okay, it's easy with the goalkeeper, right? Because they're listed for 6.8 in a victory over the Maldives, 7.0 against Syria, 6.6 in a win against East Timor, 4-0, 7.8 Afghanistan, 6.8 against Lebanon and a draw, a 5.9 smashing. So that means it wasn't just, he had a 5.6 and a 5.7 on his front line, 2 probably midfielders with a 5.7, 5.8. This is an overall terrible performance from the entire team. It just impacted Jordan too. 6.8 in a 3-0 victory, 6.3 in a 2-1 victory. So maybe that was kind of a howler that he gave up or something like that. And that's been his experience. So AFC World Cup qualifiers, second round Group 5, and now they're in World Cup final stage Group A. So they have to get past the likes of South Korea, Qatar, or is it Qatar? Oh, I always forget. I'm going to get comments, but I'm not going to edit it out. I'm honest, okay? Oman, China, and Australia. So I'd say he's doing, they're doing all right. I can't remember what they did the last go around. Let's go look at 2024. They didn't get out of the World Cup qualifier second round, right? Because those games would have been here, theoretically. Yeah, so they're doing better. They've improved. Yeah, that's all Jordan, right? Will he move to Schalke? That's interesting. Let's find out next time. Wolves have sold Jonathan Needham to Man City, and he's listed. What? He's transfer listed for $61 million. What is going on? $155K on a rotation contract. When did he move? August 5th on a 4-year deal. $155,000 with a $5.5 million sign-on bonus. They sold it for $42 million. Good business from Wolves. Okay, so the last season he had a 6.77 on 34 starts with a sub. This season he has 10 starts, 9 subs with a goal, 3 assists on a 6.85. So higher rating, just not playing in 20 more games. 5 cup starts, 2 subs with 2 assists on a 7.01. 10 internationals with 2 goals and assists on a 7.0. So why is he considering his option? Kylian Mbappe is a vital part of the team. Of course. Does that really surprise you about Man City that they've got Kylian Mbappe? It doesn't surprise me. He's played in the North American Nations League. We'll take a look at that. How did Man City? They won the title, right? Yeah, they. Ancelotti. We're just rotating. Okay. We can't see anything else, right? So I missed the 7 continental. I thought that was a 1 or a 0 or something. 6.5 on a sub. But again, it's hard to tell with those, like, are those like 88th minute subs to waste some time? Did he get one game with a 6.5 with an actual rating and the rest of the time not? You know, what's that actually look like? We're not going to look at the full thing. I just want to see how they ended up in Champions League Group E knockout round against Benfica. They got 5-0 and a 5-2. Oh, okay. And wait. Okay, 1-2. So they scored 1 away goal, and then it went to penalties, and they won. I can never keep things. Okay, Man United won, so they must not have gotten through. It always confuses me when I'm looking at the teams and the. So they lost 1-2 and they won 2-1. They got an away goal. They had 1 away goal, 2 home goals. That's 3 goals. Man United had 2 home goals and 1 away. So it went to penalties, and then they won. So how did Man United... I'm sure this is something super basic, and you're like pounding on your keyboard right now. I guess Man United maybe won the penalty. Yes, okay. Well, then why does it say 1-2? Shouldn't this be a green dot? I guess is my point. I know this is really long, whatever. This should be a green dot. They won. I guess it counts because they had a 2-1 loss in the game, but it went to penalties. Man United won on penalties, but I think that should be a green dot. We figured it out. It only took me like an hour. So congrats for those of you that stuck around. Let's go take a look at Mexico. That's just, they won the tie, you know? Anyway, 12th. All right. As he played in the friendlies. Yes, 6.8 and a loss to Algeria. 6.9 and a victory over Iceland. Okay. North American Nations League final? I'm not familiar. Okay. This is projecting into the future, obviously. So he did not play. I don't think he played. Okay. USA. Did he play? No. So when did he play? Okay. Friendly. He plays 6.7. Nations League A group. Okay. So I guess this is kind of like the Euros. An 8.0 with a goal. Nice. The winning goal against Honduras. Apparently didn't play against Guadalupe. Maybe an unused sub. I'm not seeing a Needham. Played in a 7.2 in a friendly. That's a weird place to put a friendly. You already had 2 games, but whatever. Because you get the red. Oh, yeah, I thought that was an injury. Okay. And then a 7.2 with a yellow. Scored the first goal against, technically, the winning goal against Honduras. Gold Cup final, they beat the United States. Of course they did, on a 6.9. And a 6.7 against Costa Rica. And they didn't play him in the quarterfinal. They thought, we can get through. So that's what's going on there. Despite, in the comments, Mike Vitex saying that he was mad with his agent and he wanted more playing time, he's still with Liverpool. Sorry, Mike. But he's wanted now by some other teams. Barcelona, Inter, Lazio, Newcastle. You know, some teams you might have heard of. Value seems to have dropped. 23 million up to 98K. I mean, you've been there quite a while. 5 starts, 6 subs versus 5 starts, 9 subs on a 681 last season. He's on a 666 this season. I think it's time to go. I agree with Mike in the comments. 3 continental subs on a 673. Cup's going well. 7.35 with a goal and assist. 12 internationals on a 689 with 2 assists. I agree, Mike. It's time to go. I know we've already looked at this, but just in case you've skipped it, they finished in 3rd. So they only won the league in 2019/20. They didn't win the league in the game in present day. They finished 4th. Pep is still in charge. I mean, who's he up against? I guess is Mo Salah still there? Mo Salah. Oh, he's retiring. at the ripe age of 36. This guy, this guy, this guy, this one. I mean, look at all the attacking talent. Goodness me. I mean, it's all over the place. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Loaded up with attackers, it's going to be hard to break through into that, even with rotating in. So let's take a look at him from a Northern Ireland stand. 78th. It has not gone well. I mean, really. All three. I mean, they made the Euro, so I guess you could look at it like that's positive, right? But then, and you scored some goals in the Euros, but you didn't win any games. 6.3 for Mike. 6.5 for Mike. But again, it's not just him. Like, there are some good ratings, but the goalkeeper's on a 5.9, so maybe they should have won that game, right? Or maybe it's his distribution. Bailey Peacock Farrell is quite the name. Is that a real human being? Yes, I'm making fun of a real human being. I apologize. 7.0 in a loss to Switzerland, which is probably, well, I was going to say probably the best competition. No, England's probably the best competition. 7.3 against Armenia in a victory. No goals for Mike, obviously. And then a 6.7 in a loss to Norway. Oh. We'll have to see. Did they play each other? 6.8 in a victory over Kosovo. 7.6 in a victory over Liechtenstein. So he's definitely playing. 6.9 against Denmark. 7.3 against Canada. I mean, it looks like he's really involved here. 6.4 against Switzerland. 7.1 in a loss to Denmark. 6.8 in friendly against Paraguay. So like he's pretty much been involved in not every game, but almost every game. Now they're in Nations League Group C with Russia and Switzerland and Kosovo. So can they, as I would guess, get past Switzerland to get promoted to League B? That is the question, my friends. And will Mike get a move? And if so, where do you think it will be? We'll find out next time. Paul Colombani has got his move, my friends, to Atletico Madrid. Finally gets a move. Let's see. Okay, 26, 27, 27, 28. Okay, this is the most recent season. Is it still in the season? Can I see the form? Oh, yes. Okay, let's take a look. So they loaned him to Real Betis, and he didn't play. And then they finally sell him for 9 million profit. Now, it depends. The terms of the loans would depend if that's actually a profit or not, right? Because were they paying his wages this whole time or was somebody else? But he's got 24 starts, 5 subs, 3 goals, 11 assists. Not bad. That's an assist every other game, essentially. Well, okay, 29 when you add in the subs. On a 6.92, 5 cup starts, 4 subs, a goal and assist on a 7.02. 4 continental starts, 4 subs with a goal and assist on a 6.88. And then 18 international starts with a sub with 5 goals and assist. 2 players of the match, and a 7.07. All right, let's take a look. Any injuries? Okay, twisted ankle and a concussion. When did they sell him? The contract was signed on the 27th. So 25 days after the last episode, he made his move. 77 grand a week with a minimum release clause of 67 million. Tries killer balls on, knocks ball opponent. I think that's a good move. First team, right? It's a good move simply because he's been playing. That's what makes it a good move, right? That's okay. Now, since we can look at it, but this is what I don't understand. The other players, when we could see this, they were in the middle of their in between seasons too. So I'm not sure why it's showing up for Paul. But we're not going to complain that they're still in season and whatever. Right. So let's go look at La Liga. Okay. So out of 18 possible since February 12th, he played in 16. One of them he was not selected, maybe coming back from injury or something. And then the other one he was suspended because he had yellow card accumulation here on a 6.1. But he got a brace of assists against Celta Vigo, brace of assists against Villarreal, and a goal and assist against Rayo Vallecano. Why do I try and pronounce things? Champions League, he got a start against Juve on a 6.4 with an assist. It must have been a bad game. I mean, maybe because of the yellow. I mean, ouch. You get an assist and you still score a 6.4. That's pretty aggressive. Copa del Rey on in the 6th minute. So he didn't start, but he essentially went the full 90 against Barcelona with a 7.6. That's quite good. And then for Norway, What's he doing here? Let's go look. Qualifiers first. This is all since the last episode. Injured in the 28th minute against Estonia, but then he comes back at 6.8 against Macedonia, a goal against Bosnia and Herzegovina on a 7.9, and a goal and an assist against Estonia on a 7.1. Was it a tap in? Like, was the assist or the goal a tap in? You would imagine if you had a goal and an assist, you'd score higher than 7.9, but maybe he just was bossing the midfield here in the qualifiers. And then from the Euros, this way we don't have to go look. That's so helpful that someone pointed that out to me, even though it's right there and I should have seen it. We don't have to go through and look at all of Norway's interaction or games to go like, was he here or not? You can kind of see it right here. All right, so this is in the actual Euros. So they played Albania off the 51st minute on 6.9. Got a goal against Ireland. We'll have to see if he played Oskatan. Yeah, that's right. A 7.6 against Poland. Full 90 in both those games. And off 78th minute against Bulgaria on a 6.7. Right, quite good. Are those all? Those are all recently, right? That's like just happened. Right. Yeah, that's right. Because we're in the Euro. Okay. And then last November, New Zealand. Off 64, 6.7, 6.6 against Northern Ireland, and then a full 90 with a goal on an 8.3 against Greece earlier in June as warm-ups to these games. So I would say that's been a positive move for Paul. And he's still with Greg Baxter, so Greg's getting paid. He's happy. Paul's happy because now, like, look, he has, in one season with Atletico Madrid, he has 2 more total appearances than he had in 2 seasons with Real Betis. And a lot more with PSG because of the loans, right? So I think, is this the breakout of Paul? Like, is he going to be the first teamer, play for Atleti, and off he goes? We'll have to find out. I do want to see how Norway's done overall, up to 35th. Okay, at one point they were 28th, so some progress. He's not a top player for them. They got to the second round, or the quarterfinals. It's right here. So this is a big game. Ireland, that means Ireland's made to the Euro quarterfinals, which is what? So we'll have to see what that looks like. And then we'll have to see if Oskatan played in this game. I'm imagining he did, but let's wait to find out, shall we? And then let's look at Atletico Madrid. They finished second. They went from third to second. That's all Paul. Even though he's not a key player, hot prospect. They've lost their captain. Is he captain material? Probably not with a 10 on leadership. Yeah, it's not 8 lads. I'm curious because they played. I guess I'm not understanding why they're still in season. That's what's kind of throwing me off. And they got knocked out by Juve on a 5-1 aggregate scoreline. That's next player. Axel Headland is with Flamengo, still 32K a week, 10 million value, still got 19 agility. He is like a ninja. A ninja, my friends. Runs with the ball down the right, knocks the ball past opponents. Let's take a look here. He's still in season. Okay, so in a half season, he's got 15 starts and a sub with 2 goals, 4 assists, and 6.93. Not bad. And 2 goals and 2 goals and an assist and a player of the match in 2 cup games. And 2 goals and 6 continental starts on a 7.28. The cup is on a 7.9. 6 international starts with a goal and 2 assists on a 7.02. He finished up last season, 31 starts, 9 goals, 7 assists, 7. Like, these are very healthy ratings. 705, 705, 703, 703, 705. I'd say it's gone well. Did he get injured? Sprained ankle ligaments, 3 weeks, and then that's it. That was all in the last. That happened 2 days after the last episode, after the last episode. Form? See, what I'm saying? It's the middle of the season. Like, we can see this again. It works if they're still in season. Okay. It doesn't really change anything. You can click on this all that you want. So he's played 16 games for club on the right and 7 on the left. The left has favored him. 7.59. He's an inside forward, lads. Use him there. I mean, really. Give me a break. How'd Flamingo end up? Third. Okay, he's not on this list, but they finished third. Nice. Let's take, because I don't know the schedule. I apologize. Like what the competitions are. So the Copa Portugal do Brasil semifinal leg 2, they got knocked out by Vasco da Gama. And Copa Libertadores, they got knocked out by Racing Club in the second round. Yes, that means some of my viewers will understand all this and can probably explain it much better than I can in the comments. I apologize. I'm just not as... I do plan to do a save at some point in South America because I do want to learn it. I don't want to be completely ignorant. This looks pretty good, though. Do you think he stays? Still in the new deal we saw last time. That's just 154 million. I know they don't have to... I mean, but it's like... I mean, really, guys? He's worth 10 million. 154 million just to make that as this is the bargaining chip we're throwing down, I think is a little aggressive personally. Just me. But picked up 6 or 7 or some combination of 13 or some portion of 13 international starts here. So let's go take a look at Uruguay. Okay, they have dropped from the heights of 5th to 23rd. That's significant, and they don't have a manager. Copa America quarterfinal, 6.8 with a yellow. 7.0 with a goal and a draw with Ecuador. 6.9 and a loss to Argentina. 5.9 with a yellow and a draw with Japan's B team. Peru, 7.4. That's a better game. Pablo Rodriguez with a hat trick. An 8.1 against Bolivia. Much better earlier in the year, you could say. World Cup qualifiers, 6.7 and a loss to Colombia, 7.2 and a win at Ecuador, 7.6 and a loss to Argentina. He must have had an amazing game. Like, must have created chances and they just didn't finish him. Look at the back line. Ooh, woof. 6.2. So that's interesting. He's a 7.6 and a 3-0 loss and a 6.2 and a 2-1 win. Maybe he got subbed off and this guy came on and scored a brace. Who knows? 7.5 of the goal in a friendly against Jamaica and a win. I mean, you take what you can get, right? So did they not? No, they are... Okay, there's a bunch of games left. Yeah, we looked at this. They're probably safe, right, from Ecuador, but I mean, they get the victory of Ecuador 3-2, but then they lost him in the Copa America. But that's the Copa America. That isn't necessarily your strongest team. It could be, but it might not be, right? Or they didn't lose him; they drew to him. Did I say loss? You'll let me know in the comments, I'm sure. But it seems like he, 33 caps, 3 goals. He's like he's a part of the team now, right? So we'll have to see kind of where that ends up. I just think that's interesting. They got more qualification coming. Okay, because the World Cup is in 2030. I'm like, wait, it's an even year, but it just happened in 2026. Right, lads. Yep, keeping up with you. Still a 17 on dribbling. That's incredible. Like, whew. All right, let's go see our next player. All right, let's see if Oscatan played in those games that we noted earlier. Still a Stoke, 94K, first team, 23 million. Still 16 dribbling and first touch, 17 passing and technique and vision. 16 decisions, agility. Like, I've got advanced playmaker is what that is screaming to me, right? That's just me. Let's take a look. Did we already know this, right? Yeah, because it already happened. It throws me off, right? Because it happened in June. But it looks like, oh, this is the first season. But no, it is the first season, but we already knew about it. Right. Okay. So he's moved. Oh, did I realize that they got relegated? But okay, he's back to the Premier League. 10.25 million euros. Pretty good investment from Bournemouth, I think you could say. Even if they were paying his wages, like that had to have worked out for them. 29 starts, 5 substitute appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists on a 6.76. That's really not as good as I was thinking based off of those stats. 5 cup starts with nothing and a 6.52. 15 international starts, 4 subs, 5 goals, 3 assists. He's got a lot of 5 goals, 3 assists thing going on with 2 yellows on a 6.99. And then 1 more substitute appearance on a 6.7. I guess yesterday or today, potentially, right? So how did Stoke end up? They stayed up, 16th. Not exactly bossing, but I mean, you stayed up, right? That's the end goal there. Does he have a form? He does not. Of course not. Why would he? That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? So we kind of can't see where he's been playing. But I'm like, is there anything else we need to do here? We go injuries, maybe? Bruised ankle, gash lower leg. That's it. It's a 12 days total. I mean, that's a pretty good injury year in comparison. Look at that. I mean, I almost have to start scrolling. We are like any more injuries and we will be scrolling on his background. Just not the best, you could say. But where are all these appearances coming from? He is their fourth top player. They've jumped from 49th up to 36, so they've had a good run recently, is what that tells you, right? And that's what we knew, right? They're playing in the Euro quarterfinals. Did he come in as a sub here? Is that where... I'm wondering, where is the sub coming from? That's what throws you off. So, he's not here. I don't know if you can hear my daughter. She's not happy. She doesn't want to take a nap. She says, no, I don't want to do that. There he is. I got distracted by the screaming. 6.7. I think that's the substitute appearance, but that's weird that it's showing it as this season, but on his history. But they got the win. Albania. Sub. Without a rating. So late, like time wasting stuff. I mean, they were up 3-0 in the 67th minute. You think you could have subbed on a little earlier, to be honest with you. Right? Like, that to me is like the end of the game subs. Like, you're up 3-0. Go ahead. Sub. You got a fourth goal. Sub. 7.1 with no goals. He did play against Paul Colombani. You can see him there. There he is, lads. Right there. On a 7.1, even though he didn't get the goal. But, he created maybe got the assist or the passing lanes, or 3 defenders ran towards him. I don't know. 7.4 with a goal against Poland in a victory and got their opening goal. Nice. 7.0 without a goal against Georgia with a friendly. 6.8 and a loss to Denmark. 6.0 to Portugal. 7.6 though. Nice in a 2-2 friendly draw. Whoop. He's played a bunch. 6.8 in a win. 7.2 with a goal against Andorra, and that looks like a start. Yeah, 43rd minute. Better be a start, right? 6.4 in a victory, but he didn't play well. 6.8 against Albania. 6.6 against Romania. 7.2 with a goal against Kazakhstan. And that's all she wrote. So yeah, he did play against Paul and got the victory over Paul in the Euros. Got the victory against Switzerland. So now they're in the quarterfinals back against, will it be against Paul? Let's find out next time, my friends. That's kind of exciting, to be honest with you. I think that's all I can show you. Contract, still the same one. All right, moving on. 275,000 euros a week, and he's wanted by Real Madrid. Is Marcus From going to go from the lowest of low leagues in Singapore to Real Madrid? Is he going to be the next Ronaldo? Gareth Bale? Isco? I don't know. Let's see how the season ended up. 29 starts and a sub with 15 goals and 2 assists on a 7.3. Look at these ratings. You don't have to look at all the individual stats there. Just look at the ratings. 7.3, 7.2, 7.38, 8.06 in international play with an overall 7.3 for the club. A goal every other game in the Bundesliga for FC Bayern. 2 assists. Not exact, like he's like, no man, I got this. I'm not passing. 4 cup starts with a goal and assist. 8 continental starts with 2 goals and 2 assists, and then 16 goals in international with 1 assist. Goodness me! Did they win the league? Of course they did. Mark van Bommel. I'll be honest with you, not heard of him. Eindhoven. Oh, that's because right now he's just kind of starting his career, so that's why I've not heard of him. Maybe he's a player, but I don't exactly know all the leagues in the world and all the players, so I'm not familiar with him. But, I guess Marcus, that's all right, 3 days, 2 weeks, bruised ankle. I mean, he's just fine. Nope, can't see the form. Thought we might get a little, could we see just a little bit? Let's see how they did in Champions League. Oh, they got knocked out by Roma on a 4-1. Board can't be happy about that. I mean, that's a smashing, my friends. 6.7 for Marcus and a 6.7. They shut him down. They were like, "Nah, man. If we shut down Marcus from them, then we'll do all right." Will he make the move? How much will Real Madrid pay for him? I mean, they paid 81 million here. He's worth 77. I'd say it's gonna take a lot. You know, they've won the league 2 years running while he's been there. I'm just saying, I think it's gonna take a lot of money. Let's see how Singapore is doing. They're up to 140th. They were briefly 139th, which is their all-time high. He's their key player and their captain. Maybe that's what I was thinking of with, I think, Jordan Bradford. I think I was thinking of Marcus being the captain. He's their top player. 9.2 with a hat trick and a friendly against Oman. You know, a goal against Saudi Arabia and a loss. That's a big loss, really. A 10.0 with 6 goals against Vietnam. He scored 5 goals from the 20th to the 29th minute. 4 goals. I can't count. Either way. And they still didn't qualify. Oh, yeah. No, it's done. It's done, isn't it? He was taking out his frustration against the team. I mean, you know, they're not that bad in comparison. I mean, that really influences their goal differential, right? Before his 6 goals, not to mention the 7th one, they had a negative 13 goal differential, and then before that, obviously negative 12. That's brought the. I just think of that, right? The Singapore goal differential was negative 5 before that game, and before that, he got the winner against Bangladesh on a 7.0. The equalizer on a 7.3 against Uzbekistan. 6.6 against South Korea. I mean, they won their group, right? So that's okay. Fair enough. Scored the only goal for his team. Yes, the equalizer on a 7.5 against Vietnam. And a 9.6 with a hat trick against Bangladesh. That is amazing. That was just like, was it just frustration? He's like, I'm scoring 6 goals on you. Get out of my way. Just like banging him in. Goodness me. So they've got some friendlies, and then we'll have to see what the future brings for Singapore. So that's Marco. That is unbelievable. Let me know what you think about that. And will he move to Real Madrid? I mean, he's 70 goals and 78 caps. Almost dark green on physical. Speed, he's dark green. Attacking, technical. I mean, unbelievable. Last but not least, it's Danny Dobson. He's still with Club Bruges. He's wanted, though, by Porto and Atletico Madrid. Could they come together? Interesting. So they paid the 14 million for him. Did we know that? Yes, it had just happened. I knew he was with the team. I just couldn't remember if he'd already officially signed. So 14 million off 160K. I think I said this last time. That is good business. In the season, 28 starts. Previous season, he had 27 with 2, 28 and 6. So yeah, he's in the first team, right? 11 goals, 2 assists on a 6.96. I mean, that's one every 2.5, 3 games. You know, more closer to 3 games because of the substitute appearances. 3 starts and subs in the cup with a goal on a 7.04. 16 continental starts with 4 goals and an assist and a player of the match on a 7.02. 5 international starts, 3 subs. We'll have to take a look at that. Why is he subbing? Because he'd been starting before that. So, like, did he get injured and he was coming back from injury, or is someone replacing him? With 3 goals, 2 assists on a 7.31. Still a really good rating. But let's take a look. Did he have some sort of injury? So he had bruised knee, pulled thigh. These are all this year. Twisted knee. And that's it. Can we see the form? No, of course not. Okay, contract's good until 2031, not 3031, which I almost said. Club Bruges as a club finished once again a second, my friends. Let's take a look at how they did. Okay, they got knocked out of the Champions League. It looked like quite early there by PSV Eindhoven, who we just looked at the Bayern manager. Anyway, got knocked out of the Europa League with Kilmarnock. and AZ and Braga. And made it through that to play AEK. Got through that to play Dortmund. And got through that to play Tottenham. And then Tottenham beat them 4-1. Pretty good run, though. Right? Pretty good run. And then South Africa, my friends. Let's take a look. So they've continued, again, the meteoric rise up to 19th. Dropped a little bit down to 28th, but they've made a comeback. He is their second top player. That's an interesting last name. When you look at it fast. Look at all the games. Goodness. Okay. 7.1 with a goal and a win against Saudi Arabia. 6.2 and got an injury. Okay. But that's a start. So that's not why he subbed. African Nations qualification. 6.9. That's a sub. 8.3 with a goal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a sub. You're not sure if they used all their subs, but he comes in and gets. I mean, that's an early sub too, right? Because he scored in the 67th minute, so he subbed on before then. Go to penalties with Senegal, and I guess he wasn't involved. And he wasn't involved here, I don't think. You guys are sharp in the comments because there's times where I'm like, I didn't see him. And they're like, you missed 4 of their games. But, I'm trying not to make it an hour-long episode. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if he was involved in any of these. He's not listed as, having scored any goals. Coming in here, 8.3. That's got to be because those are subs with a goal. I mean, 5th minute. Yeah, that kind of gives it away, doesn't it? Subbed here. But is that because, they started as 4-0 and bring him on at the end, waste some time? 6.7, 7.7. I think that's a sub. Didn't score a goal. But overall, they've made it to World Cup qualification 3rd round. They have to get past Egypt, Kenya, and Nigeria to take that top spot to qualify. Let me know if you think that will happen. African nations qualifying Group F. They've got Congo, Morocco, and Liberia. They currently are top of the table, undefeated. So I'd say it's going well for Mr. Dobson, for sure. What do you think? So that's where we're going to wrap it up, my friends. Will we see more moves, right? We got Werder Bremen. We got Man City with him listed. We had to move to Atletico Madrid. Could we have a player go to Real Madrid? Fascinating times. I am loving the series. I hope you are as well. I am going to be coming out with some more experiments in the future, so make sure if you're not subscribed to hit that button down. It's over there. You know what the subscribe button looks like. Go check it out. I appreciate your support, whether you're a patron or not. It means a ton. The views on this series have been incredible and really consistent, which is kind of unbelievable. So hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.